the 19th century, a time of profound change. Across Europe, a new force emerged, nationalism. It ignited passions, toppled empires, and redrew the map of Europe. This was not just a change in borders. It was a change in how people saw themselves. They were no longer just subjects of a king. They were citizens of a nation. This surge of national consciousness was fueled by powerful ideas. Thinkers and artists articulated a shared past, a common language, and a collective destiny. This sense of belonging, of being part of something greater, resonated deeply with people from all walks of life. Nationalism was not a uniform movement. It took different forms in different parts of Europe. In some places, it led to unification. In others, it fueled separatist movements. But everywhere it went, nationalism challenged the old order and heralded a new era. Imagine a Europe united, not by force, but by shared ideals of liberty, equality, and fraternity. This was the vision of Frédéric Sorrieu, a French artist who dared to dream of a Europe without borders. In his series of lithographs, The March of Progress, Sorrieu depicted a grand procession of people from all nations, marching together towards a brighter future. Sorrieu's art captured the spirit of the age. It reflected the growing desire for unity and cooperation among European peoples. His work served as a powerful symbol of the ideals that underpinned the burgeoning nationalist movements: liberty, equality, and fraternity. These ideas, first ignited by the French Revolution, spread like wildfire across the continent. The French Revolution was a watershed moment in European history. It was a thunderclap that shook the foundations of the old order. The revolution's ideals of liberty, equality, and fraternity resonated far beyond the borders of France. They inspired people across Europe to demand greater freedom and self-determination. The revolution also gave rise to a new concept, the nation-state. This new political entity was based on the idea that the state should represent the will of the people, united by a common language, culture, and history. This was a radical departure from the old dynastic empires, where loyalty was owed to a monarch, not to a nation. The French Revolution, despite its bloody aftermath, planted the seeds for a new Europe, one where the people, not kings, would shape their own destiny. Napoleon Bonaparte, a product of the French Revolution, rose to power promising liberty and equality. He became an emperor, conquering vast swathes of Europe. His conquests, while driven by ambition, had unintended consequences. They inadvertently fueled the very nationalism he sought to control. Napoleon's empire, though short-lived, left an indelible mark on Europe. His reforms, often implemented with the barrel of a gun, spread the ideals of the French Revolution far and wide. He abolished feudalism, introduced legal codes, and imposed standardized systems of administration. These reforms, while intended to centralize his rule, ironically sowed the seeds of its destruction. By creating uniform legal systems and administrative structures, Napoleon unintentionally fostered a sense of national unity among the conquered peoples. Section 5. Defining a nation, Renan's enduring legacy. What constitutes a nation? Is it shared bloodlines, a common language, or a defined territory? Ernst Renan, a French historian, grappled with this question. He argued that a nation is not a fixed entity, but rather a daily plebiscite. It is the shared will to live together, to forge a common destiny that binds a people into a nation. Renan emphasized the importance of shared memories and a sense of shared purpose in forging national identity. He believed that a nation is not defined by its past, but by its present and its aspirations for the future. This definition, profound in its simplicity, resonated deeply in a century grappling with the complexities of national identity. Renan's ideas challenged the prevailing notions of nationhood based on ethnicity or language. He offered a more inclusive vision, one that emphasized the importance of shared values and aspirations. As Section 6, the rise of nation-states, a new political order. The 19th century witnessed the rise of the nation-state as the dominant form of political organization in Europe. This new order was built on the ruins of the old empires, swept away by the tides of nationalism. From the unification of Italy and Germany to the emergence of new nation-states in the Balkans, the map of Europe was redrawn along national lines. The rise of nation-states was not without its challenges. The process of unification was often fraught with conflict and bloodshed. Moreover, the very concept of the nation-state, while powerful, could be exclusionary, leading to discrimination against minorities and fueling tensions between different national groups. Despite these challenges, the nation-state emerged as the dominant political paradigm of the modern era. It offered a powerful framework for organizing political life, based on the principles of popular sovereignty and national self-determination. Section 7. The power of shared identity, language, culture, and the forging of nations. Language and culture played a pivotal role in forging national identities during the 19th century. Shared language facilitated communication, fostered a sense of belonging, and provided a powerful tool for promoting national consciousness. From the Grimm brothers' collection of German folktales to the revival of Gaelic language and culture in Ireland, intellectuals and activists across Europe sought to rediscover and celebrate their national heritage. The arts also played a crucial role in shaping national identities. Romantic composers like Verdi in Italy and Wagner in Germany drew inspiration from their national histories and folklore, creating music that stirred the souls of their countrymen. Painters and sculptors depicted national heroes and historical events, further fueling the flames of nationalism. However, this emphasis on shared language and culture, while powerful, could also be divisive. It could be used to exclude minorities who did not share the dominant language or culture, leading to discrimination and social tensions. Section 8. Nationalism's dark side: exclusion, conflict, and the shadow of war. Nationalism, while a powerful force for unity, also had a dark side. It could be used to justify exclusion, discrimination, and even violence against those deemed outsiders. The rise of nationalism in the 19th century was accompanied by a surge in xenophobia, anti-Semitism, and other forms of intolerance. The pursuit of national interests often led to conflict between nations. The unification of Germany, for example, was achieved through a series of wars that redrew the map of Europe and sowed the seeds for future conflicts. The rivalry between France and Germany, fueled by competing nationalisms, would cast a long shadow over European politics for decades to come. The dangers of unchecked nationalism were tragically demonstrated in the 20th century. The two world wars, fueled in part by extreme nationalism, showed the devastating consequences of this powerful force when it spirals out of control. Section 9. From 19th century roots to modern realities, nationalism's enduring impact. The 19th century may be long gone, but its legacy lives on. The nation-state, a product of that era, remains the dominant form of political organization around the world. Nationalism, despite its flaws, continues to be a powerful force, shaping political discourse, influencing foreign policy, and igniting passions on both the left and the right. The challenges of globalization, mass migration, and the rise of transnational identities have led some to question the continued relevance of the nation-state. Yet, the resurgence of nationalist sentiment in many parts of the world suggests that reports of its demise may be greatly exaggerated. Understanding the complex history of nationalism is essential for navigating the challenges of the 21st century. By learning from the past, we can harness the positive potential of nationalism while guarding against its more destructive tendencies. Section 10. Conclusion: a force for unity and division. Nationalism is a paradox. It is a force that can unite and divide, liberate and oppress, inspire and terrify. It is a force that has shaped the modern world, for better or for worse. As we navigate the complexities of the 21st century, it is essential to remember the lessons of the past. Nationalism, like fire, can be a powerful tool, but it must be handled with care. Its flames can provide warmth and light, but if left unchecked, they can consume all in their path. The future of nationalism remains uncertain. Will it continue to be a force for division and conflict, or can it be harnessed to build a more just and equitable world? The answer, as always, lies in our hands. By embracing the values of tolerance, understanding, and cooperation, we can work to create a world where nationalism serves as a bridge not a barrier between peoples.